Welcome to a special sports edition of Arizona Cat's Eye, a news magazine produced by the students at the University of Arizona School of Journalism. I'm Damon Farrell. In this episode, we will be taking a look at sports on the U of A campus, around Arizona, and throughout the country. The NCAA ruled that there would no longer be any sports for the remainder of the winter and spring sports seasons due to the ongoing situation regarding COVID-19. This left seniors without the chance to complete their seasons and fans wondering when sports would return. The NCAA announced that seniors in spring sports would be given an extra year of eligibility. All 6 of the 2020 Arizona Wildcat softball seniors announced they would be returning in 2021. However, winter sports seniors will have to leave their college careers in the past, as they were not granted the extra year of eligibility. The cancellation was disappointing for women's basketball head coach Adia Barnes, a former Wildcat great who led the team to their most successful season in 20 years. While the women's team was poised to host NCAA tournament games, that all ended with the outbreak of COVID-19. I took a look at how the sudden stoppage of play affected the team and what's next for its international players. After boasting a 24-7 overall record, the Arizona women's basketball team was riding high heading into the NCAA tournament. That was until the team got the news that the tournament was to be canceled due to COVID-19. Freshman guard Mara Mote says she delivered the news to her teammates.
I got the information 10 minutes before practice, like a notification came to my phone. We were all in the locker room, my teammates. And so I was the first one to get the notification. So I told everyone and we were like, whoa, hold on.
For a team that has not made the NCAA tournament in 15 years, the moment was set to be special, especially for the team's seniors who worked so hard to turn the program around. Senior guard Lucia Alonso expressed the disappointment for those who will be moving on from the team.
We were looking for the tournament during the whole season because it was like our final goal, and we worked through the season for that, so it was disappointing.
Alonso says Barnes gave a message to the team after the tournament's cancellation.
Yes, he was very sorry for us because he knew like everything we have been through and everything, and it was like also like really hard for her because she has been working on this program since she got here. So she says she was sorry and she was proud of us.
Mote and Alonso are 2 of the 7 international players on this year's women's basketball roster at UA. Both returned to their home countries of Latvia and Spain respectively, despite the travel bans by governments across the globe. They represent 2 of the almost 4,000 international students at UA. According to international student specialist Morgan Daniels, UA Global is turning to technology to help international students.
We are very active on social media, especially on Instagram. We have a newsletter that goes out once or twice a week that has been going out even before this started, just where we share pertinent information and updates. We launched a questionnaire that we've had about 1,000 responses to already, just to kind of gain information and find out like where our students located right now, what can we best do to support them individually.
UA Global is monitoring travel opportunities and immigration services to assist their students. Arizona Athletic Director Dave Hickey has said that all options are being explored for the 2020 Arizona Wildcat football season. Hickey says the goal is to play football, but, quote, in the appropriate manner. Hickey, along with UA head coaches Sean Miller, Adia Barnes, Kevin Sumlin, and Jay Johnson, have agreed to voluntary 20% salary reductions. Other head coaches and high-level staffers have taken salary reductions as well. The professional ranks have been impacted by COVID-19 as well. In a letter that MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred wrote to baseball operations staffers across the league, he said, quote, I fully anticipate that baseball will resume this season, end quote, but it is very difficult to set a timeline of when that will be. The NFL released its league schedule on May 7th as expected. The league's international games will be moved back to the U.S. for the 2020 season. The NFL took provisions in the first 4 weeks of its season, such as giving all teams an equal number of home and away games, in preparation for the possibility of canceled games at the start of the season. In the basketball world, the NBA announced they will reopen facilities to players in states that have lifted or lightened their stay-at-home orders. The league also postponed the draft lottery and the draft combine. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman has not set any deadlines for a return, saying there's a, quote, great bit of flexibility when teams can start, end quote. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Jackson Peters connected with the Arizona Coyotes players, preparing for a return to the rink.
Arizona Coyotes forward Christian Fischer thinks that it's a matter of when, not if, the season will return, especially after comments made by the league's commissioner, Gary Bettman.
Gary Bettman came out and said that he wants to award the Stanley Cup this year. And I mean, when you have those top executives and all the owners kind of on the same page that we all want to finish, I think it's it's just a matter of time. Whether, like I said, whether it be 2 months or 4 months or 5 months, or who knows when. But I think it's definitely going to be a possibility that we'll resume play.
Players are still expected to train and be physically ready to play when the season resumes.
Our trainer sent us all text and he said, hey, if you guys ever need some workouts written up. So that's what I've been doing, along with probably most of my team, is just been getting these texts and whatever's available. If you could go to a track, or if you have a gym at your house, or if you need anything, you just sit in your room. He sends, body weight stuff that you could do, or if you have weights, he'll send more other stuff.
Arizona Coyotes forward Connor Garland agrees that training during this time is especially important since it's impossible to get any time on the ice. Garland, the team's leading goal scorer, was out of the lineup due to an injury when the postponement occurred, but has since recovered.
No, they don't make us, but I mean, you have to, because God, if you're not even close to ready, it will show when we get that call. So you just try to stay in any kind of shape that, if we get told that we're going to be skating next week, hypothetically, that you're ready to jump back on the ice.
Garland thinks the return of sports would be beneficial for everyone sitting at home.
I think getting back would be nice, just to, get some normalcy back to the world. And I think, sports is one thing that all people have in common and they all enjoy being able to watch. And I think that'd be a nice, something good for, getting back to a little bit of what our life was like before.
However, both Garland and Fischer understand that the current world events are much bigger than hockey. Fischer knows that despite their desire to get back on the ice, COVID-19 has huge, lasting effects for everyone off the ice.
Obviously, this is way bigger than hockey itself. This is, a matter of life and death, and it's a pandemic, as everyone calls it. So that's that word for a reason, and obviously we got to respect that.
Both players say that they have been taking and will take the stay-at-home orders seriously. According to both players, the resumption of play would not take place for at least another month. Until then, though, Garland says the boys will continue to stay in touch, work out, and play Fortnite. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Jackson Peters.
Arizona Governor Doug Ducey announced professional sports can resume play without fans on May 16th. This announcement came in wake of the expiration of Arizona's stay-at-home order. Ducey says he has spoken to MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred about the possibility of hosting the baseball season in the state, among other unnamed sports leagues. Before the postponement of the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Alyssa Grabinski interviewed 2 wheelchair basketball players about their training process for the Summer Games, which have been moved to 2021.
A local UA wheelchair basketball player and coach will be heading to the Paralympics in Tokyo. Courtney Ryan and Josie Oslickson have been training and dreaming of this for years. For them, wheelchair basketball is much more than just a sport.
Initially, I thought, now that I'm disabled, I'm fragile. All those beliefs that people have with disability of fragile, the lack of independence, weak, non-athletic, that just completely changed everything and really helped mold me into the person that I am now.
Ryan, previously a soccer player, was on the field one day when her legs gave out. She found out she had a blood clot burst in her spine and was paralyzed from the waist down. She has since regained some movement and is paralyzed from her mid-thigh down. Josie Oslickson, who was injured in a car accident at the age of 5, did not try the sport until she was 13.
I was just trying out some rehab activities, and there was a basketball coach there for a high school age team, and he was like, "You would love wheelchair basketball, you have to do it." And I was really nervous too, because what she said, you think that you're fragile and that you're going to get hurt, because it's that's the perception that I was raised with, with a disability.
The two have a strict training regimen that requires a shooting workout of 1,500 shots a week, weightlifting, and specific nutritional requirements. University of Arizona's Adaptive Athletic Director Peter Hughes says he is excited to see all of their hard work pay off.
Courtney Ryan in particular, I found her playing wheelchair basketball as part of her rehab for her spinal cord injury. She played for San Diego, and she was playing, and I was supposed to be recruiting at a juniors tournament. She was a young adult at the time, and I was like, I'm not going to go there when the best player that I see is right here. And then she came and she just busted her tail every single day.
For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Melissa Grabinski.
Although the Summer Olympics have been postponed due to COVID-19, both Oslickson and Ryan plan on attending in 2021, when the games are scheduled to take place. The demand for equality in sports, both professionally and at the collegiate level from athletes, has risen over the years. I spoke with some UA athletes and administrators about women's athletics on campus. The last few years of Arizona athletics has shown improvements in women's sports. Women's basketball went from perennial Pac-12 bottom feeders to a top 15 program. Arizona soccer has 5 NCAA tournament berths in the past 6 years for the first time in program history. And Arizona beach volleyball, founded in 2013, is consistently nationally ranked, among other success stories. The athletes on campus notice a concerted effort in the growing opportunity for women's sports at UA. Arizona beach volleyball player Natalie Anselmo spoke about the amount of support she and her teammates have received.
We have like a lot of resources, like through McHale and through like Arizona Athletics. We go to inspiring women's meetings. There's just like a lot of people that are there to like help you, and I definitely feel like they're making an effort to make like women's sports a big deal here and just like in college athletics in general.
Beach volleyball head coach Steve Walker points to the leadership in the athletic department for the evolution of Arizona women's athletics. Executive Senior Associate Director of Athletics at UA, Erica Barnes, says that the athletic department puts an emphasis on treating all sports equally. In our final story, Jackson Peters takes a look at the Tucson soccer scene from this past February and the visitors they bring to the city.
Goals, cheers, and rain. Despite the unusual weather, fans were still in full force at the Visit Tucson Sun Cup at the Keno Sports Complex. The annual tournament sees Major League Soccer teams descend on Tucson for a preseason tournament. Natives of Kansas City and diehard Sporting KC fans Peter Herbert and his son Bo traveled all the way to Tucson for the Sun Cup in support of their team.
Just figured we'd hit some good weather and some good soccer and see the last preseason game and be good.
In what they call the mini vacation, the father and son duo got to see the players from much closer than they do at home.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to see all the players really close up and just get to maybe even interact with them.
Bo and his father eventually did get the chance to do so. The rain at the Sun Cup would stop, unlike the soccer fans young and old in Tucson that will continue to rage on. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Jackson Peters.
That's it for this special sports edition of Arizona Cat's Eye. Wishing everyone bright, sunny days moving forward, both on and off the field. I'm Damon Farrell. Thanks for listening.